everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my Heartless Gaze LUFENIA Plus run with the Aphmau and Porom combo. And this is part of all the videos that I'm uploading today, January 6th. I'm uploading like 4 or 5 videos. And again, apologies for not uploading within a month or so. Still recovering a bit from COVID, but here the orb requirement is going to be to do one of the two things. The count target takes brave damage from a debuff, so like a sap or poison, or the target takes HP damage from a debuff, and that's where I bring in the X-Death friend call unit and just kind of let him go into or use his burst, and then let that burst effect stay there while the Aphmau turn swap happens throughout the whole fight. Now, it's the first time I ever do the whole Aphmau combo. You'll see here that obviously the orb count is ticking down. My goal was to throw Porom's defense down on the enemies before swapping them out for X-Death, and obviously Pandemonium as a summon. I think that when you have Reigns in the party, you have to have Pandemonium. Not have to, but you know, it helps. But anyway, here, nothing, I guess, to this fight, at least in my case, just because with the Aphmau combo, the whole point is for them not to take turns. That's just the reality of it. So the only reason right there that the orb is counting up is because I did put Sephiroth's debuff on. They took a turn, and so that's what makes the orb go up. I believe it's by 6. When they take HP damage from a debuff, it only goes up by 2, but since they're not taking turns, and every time I take a turn, X-Death's burst effect triggers, then they should normally always be at max on the orb count. If you're not bringing the Aphmau combo, then you have to obviously figure out how you're going to deal damage to these guys. One of the good things is you can obviously bring like twins. Twins I think is great for this fight, for the sense that there's 3 enemies, and that's when I think twins do the most damage, is when there's 3 enemies on the field. So I think a double twins nuke could work here as well. I think that there's a lot of different possibilities. I think even bringing in, I'm not sure if even something like Agrius might work in here, potentially, just to stop them from attacking, things like that. But still having some sap or poison. You can use Beatrix. I think you can also bring, Maria's really good, I think, for this as well. I believe you can bring Ace, Cloud of Darkness, Sarah. There's just a bunch of characters that can meet the +6 brave damage from a debuff requirement. One of the only things here is that you'll see that they do recover. I think it's when A or C, if you let them attack, it's going to recover the main bosses, I think, HP by 0.5 mil, and I think at one point it even goes up to 1 mil or something like that. So that's going to be, I think, the biggest problem, is letting them actually take turns. And that's why I think the most efficient way is X-Death and not allowing them to take turns. I think that's the biggest thing here, to be honest with you. Other than that, right now when I read the like, I guess you can say the boss mechanic, and I saw the whole healing thing, I was like, yeah, no, they can't be taking turns. But who else does HP damage from a debuff? At least currently, I don't know of anybody. I'm not sure if you guys want to put down in the comment who does that aside from X-Death. That I guess I might not know of. But anyway, so I sped up the video, obviously just because I know that this is an older event. I know that I don't even think it's up anymore, but I did complete it, if you're wondering if I did or not. I have completed everything except I think it was the Malodorus or something like that. Is the only one that I didn't catch in time. Just super busy and then got sick. So here, this is when I swap out the friend unit, and this friend unit that I have with X-Death, because I don't have too many with X-Death, is they didn't friend me back, so I only get 3 turns of the friend unit's X-Death. If I would have had 5 turns, it would have made this even easier, because it does get, I think, a little tight at the end. but just a tad bit. So what I end up doing is that I end up utilizing the call here to be able to trigger X stats burst effect that obviously does HP damage, which only makes it, I think, go up by 2 or something like that. So from here on, now it's just doing the Aphmau combo and dealing damage. That's pretty much it. So yeah, there you go, 1 million damage, and I'm only really interested in the main boss, to be honest with you. I don't want to waste turns on the smaller bosses. If the smaller bosses, the mini bosses, they're not taking turns, then like if you're not going to allow them to take turns, then why even waste your turns on them? And I think that when you kill the main or the small little bosses, I think that it powers up the main boss or something like that. I think it uses rallying cry. Yeah, that's what it uses. And I think it also says I think it gets angrier. So angrier, I believe, his defense goes up, attack goes up, speed goes up by like 100%, and then initial break, everything almost goes up on the boss. So that's why I'm not focusing on defeating the 2 smaller bosses there, or swarm flies. So here it's just again, the whole combo with Reigns and Aphmau, but this is the first time I ever do this. I thought that it was kind of a bit of an overpowered team when you do something like this, but to be honest with you, I'm so backed up, or was so backed up in completing missions and things like that, and making videos, and I was recording them at least when I was trying to complete them, but it was just taking the time to edit them and all that stuff. And so yeah, I didn't complete it obviously in time, and I thought, you know what, I want to try it out. It's not like I'm abusing or using it a lot, and if, I mean, anybody is, and more power to you. You know, there's nothing wrong with using, I think, Reigns and Aphmau. They were put in the game, they're part of the game, and it is what it is. I just like to kind of try to use different characters as much as I can. But yeah, the Sid Reigns and Aphmau combo is just straight up nasty, and I can't even imagine if you were to maybe even throw in like Setzer or Bartz or Y'shtola, or like a BT plus Bartz, BT plus Y'shtola. This is nasty. This is like way overpowered, but I ain't complaining, I'll tell you that right now. This helped me complete this a lot sooner. This is my first run, and I just thought, you know what, at first I was honestly going to go with the twins, but then as soon as I started seeing that bosses the main boss would get healed, that's where I was like, you know what, nope, never mind. I gotta try to just defeat these guys as soon as possible. So even if you defeat the bosses, the 2 little mini bosses, the swarm fly will like resummon them, and their HP will obviously be completely filled up, and then I think they get brave gains up to 100%, and then gain 70% brave damage and 90% brave damage reduction auras and all that stuff. So I don't try to kill them, it just all the splash damage is hitting them, and that's why they die. Wasn't necessarily, I think, really so much targeting them. But with 18 turns, we have them about halfway through, and other than that, I would definitely say that you definitely might want to kill, I guess, one of the smaller boss flies, just to, I guess, maybe avoid the healing portion of it, and I think that could make it easier. As far as other units that you could also bring besides X, that's BT, you have like Cloud of Darkness. You have I mean, you could try to nuke them with like Cloud of Darkness and Twins set up. You could also have things like Orin, Galuf, or like Beatrix, or something that helps with like something with counters as well. things like that. There's just so many characters that have sap, and other than X-Death, if you don't use X-Death, you will need to have the boss take a turn. Like, there's no, I think, other way around it. I don't think there's anybody else in the game that does what X-Death does as far as HP poison, but like I said, if there is, let me know. Yeah, so that's the part that starts to make it harder if they're taking turns. Then I believe they're healing, and it just complicates definitely the fight. Just like any other LUFENIA Plus, obviously they're gonna have, you know, a huge amount of defense up when it starts, like 200% up, 70% brave damage reductions, 70% brave game reductions, and then as soon as they hit 79%, the defense goes up to 300%. Their max brave cap goes all the way up to 120,000, and the brave gains go up by 80%. And then at 49%, they gain the final brave gain reduction, which is 90% brave gain reduction. Again, just like any other LUFENIA Plus mission out there. And I was kind of going a bit slow with these guys because, I mean, again, it was my first time running the whole Aphmau Sid Reigns combo, so I was trying to figure out when to use Aphmau's LD to reapply the tactical switch, things like that. And also, at first, like at this point, I didn't even think I might have been able to have beat this, with the sense that X-Death is about to get switched out, and that's where I hope, like, this could have been also way easier, like I said, if you had 5 turns. Like if you and a friend unit had friend each other and you had 5 turns of X-Death's BT effect, that would have been awesome as well. You could also technically, I mean, if you have X-Death's BT, I'm assuming you can bring him into the party too. I don't see why that would not work. And yeah, I think that would work too. I wanted X-Death's BT, didn't fully go for it. I have almost every, I have almost everybody's BT. I did miss some bursts that I do feel like I should have got again, like the Twins and Jet. And, I think I could have used X-Death as well, a little bit more and things like that. But I have plenty of burst weapons, and I'm excited for future. I think it's Titus. I think he gets what, like a C90 or something like that. I'm sure he gets BT plus in the future, but I know he becomes really good as well. So there's him. I was kind of disappointed in like Garland and especially Golbez more than anything, because I had all these bursts, and I was like, oh, I'll be ready for the burst plus, and yeah, it's like didn't really matter if I got them or not. I mean, when they came out, I kind of used them quite a bit, but not as much as I would have liked for characters that had burst weapons, because obviously of how hard it is to get them. So here I do notice that there's 14 turns left, so now I'm not too worried. I was able to do enough damage with Reigns LD, and bringing Porom back in here, I'm only going to be able to do more damage just because of obviously that consistent battery. And then reapplying, I think their defense down might have gone away. Not too sure. I think they still have it, but I do have, I believe it's Kurisame's debuff at 5 stacks. I think I still have Jack's debuff at obviously still applied at 5 stacks. So I have all that defense down, plus Sephiroth's gold frame debuff, which also does defense down. And then Porom's, I think, 80% defense down as well. So at this point, there's no issue doing damage. And then also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Porom has like gives attack up to all of the party members. And I was excited because I think this might be my first Porom completion. And I do try Porom, and if I don't complete with Porom, then I go with Setzer. But I like the fact of Porom having I think might be a little bit more challenging to complete than Setzer. at least for me, my opinion. But yeah, Porom does provide 80% attack up to the party while doing defense down 80% to the enemy, so that's pretty big. So that is pretty much it right there. Sit 'em out combo, definitely nasty. First time I use it. If you have it, yeah, use it if you have it. But if you were having trouble completing the stage, actually, you know what? This is not even available anymore. So if you ran this, hopefully you had good luck with it and completed it.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for new content. Also, let me know in the comment section what you think about this mission and who you used to complete it. Check the links in the description for Opera Omnia websites that give you a bunch of helpful information, and I'll see you on the next one.